Services between the City of Shawnee and Shawnee Ford. I'd like to call on Joe Vondran, City Attorney.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. The contract before you for consideration today is similar to previous year's contracts, but is different than the one that was considered several months ago and then was up for reconsideration at the last regularly scheduled meeting. There are three changes to that contract that I wanted to highlight for this group before vote. The first is this contract is a two-party contract between the City of Shawnee and Shawnee Ford. It has removed the county and their participation. The second change is that the city designee to the Shawnee Ford board as set forth in the contract has been changed from the mayor to the city manager. It remains a voting position, but has been changed from the mayor to the city manager. And finally, the approved version by the Shawnee Ford board that's before you today has added a default notice provision and a 30-day cure period of any default that has been noticed to the city. So essentially, we're required to put them on notice if we believe any portion of the contract is not being followed, and they have 30 days in which to cure that default. That provision did not exist in the last version of the contract. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions for City Attorney?
None. I'm good.
I would add, as part of your discussion, it has been requested of me by Ward 4 Commissioner to read a statement. And so if and when you find that appropriate, I'll read that statement.
Why don't you go ahead and do that? If there's no objections, go ahead and do it now.
Again, this is a statement from Ward 4 Commissioner Fickner. For the record, despite the unavailability of Mayor Stevens and Commissioners Fickner and Richter, their formal request to postpone this matter to the next scheduled meeting, the request was denied, and the rest of the commission proceeded without their input. I am writing to formally address several concerns regarding Shawnee Ford and its relationship with the commission, contract compliance, and quarterly reporting. Per the terms of our funding agreement, Shawnee Ford is required to provide quarterly updates to the commission. To date, I've seen this occur 1 to 2 times. The commission must ensure the contract is being abided by in full, including timely reporting, so we can maintain proper oversight of public funds. Board representation request. Following our collaborative work with Shawnee Ford, the mayor and I worked hard on our relationship with the county and asked them to provide Shawnee Ford with matching funding contingent on good governance and transparency. The county agreed and provided those matching funds. We are providing together over $600,000. Following that funding increase to Shawnee Ford, we requested that Shawnee Ford consider a rotating seat on the Shawnee Ford board for a commissioner and/or mayor. This request was made to ensure elected representation and accountability given the public investment involved. Conduct and communication. Subsequent to that request, the CEO and chair of the board engaged in a multi-week campaign that included untruthful statements about the mayor and me. They sought our removal from the commission and claimed possession of recordings that were later determined not to exist. They also contacted and recorded conversations with multiple commissioners without disclosure. Please note, this conduct was not attributed to the full board, but specifically to the CEO and the board chair. At the last commission meeting, the vote regarding Shawnee Ford contract funding failed, and they have now called for a revote, reaching out to certain commissioners only. The mayor and I have requested to speak to the board multiple times and would honestly like an apology. Given these events, I am not confident the funding terms or governance structure will deliver the outcomes the commission and taxpayers expect. Transparency and NDAs. I must also raise concern regarding Shawnee Ford's use of non-disclosure agreements. Elected officials have been asked to plan around projects and commitments to the town without visibility into the underlying agreements due to the NDAs signed by the entity. One more reason why we requested a board seat. This creates operational and budgetary challenges for the city as we cannot plan for obligations we are not permitted to review. County leadership has since met with the board to confirm that neither the mayor nor I stepped outside the scope of our roles. We expressed only our opinions regarding board representation and still strongly believe that we are owed this right. Request for action. To move forward responsibly, I request the commission consider enforcement of quarterly reporting requirements per the existing contract, clarification on the legal basis for Shawnee Ford executing NDAs that preclude elected officials from reviewing commitments affecting public planning and funding, a formal reassessment of the funding arrangement contingent on restored transparency, accurate communication, and inclusion of a rotating elected seat on the board. Public funds require public accountability. Respectfully, Ashley Fickner, Ward 4 Commissioner. In addition, Commissioners, County Commissioner Dennis has provided a statement with regard to some of the specific allegations that were made and referenced in Commissioner Fickner's statement. I would just state that they reiterate Commissioner Fickner's position that the county does not believe that there was anything improper that occurred in any of the meetings that occurred between any commissioners and Shawnee Ford over the past contract year. And with that, I can't answer questions because these are not my statements.
Thank you, Joe. All right, any discussion among the board? Anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
And I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Any discussion following the motion? Seeing none, we'll call the vote. Motion carries 4-0. Item 2, adjournment. By the power of chair, we're adjourned.